Think about it. How often do you hear people say, I can't save, I just have too many expenses? The reality is, many people never escape the paycheck-to-paycheck mindset. And it's not just about spending habits. It's about choices, priorities, and long-term thinking. Consider Alex. He's 32, earns a decent salary, but his paycheck disappears the moment he gets it. Rent, groceries, student loans, credit card minimums, the cycle repeats. Every month he promises himself he'll save, but something comes up, car repair, medical bill, or even just a dinner out, and saving never happens. Now imagine if he had instead invested small amounts consistently, focused on assets rather than liabilities, and made his money work for him. 10 years from now, he could have had a financial cushion that allowed him to take risks, start a business, or invest in real estate. Most people never get there because they focus on short-term comfort over long-term wealth. Here's another trap: the illusion that having a job equals financial security. Your job may pay the bills, but it rarely makes you rich. Jobs have ceilings. You trade time for money, and no matter how hard you work, there's a limit. You might get a raise, maybe even a bonus, but you are still dependent on someone else's decisions. Look at John. He's been at the same company for 15 years. Hardworking, reliable, the guy everyone respects. But every year, inflation rises faster than his salary. Every year, his purchasing power shrinks. And when the economy dips, layoffs happen. John thought he was secure, but real wealth doesn't depend on luck. It depends on creating systems that generate income beyond your hours worked. Here's a hard truth: risk is part of wealth building. Most people are too afraid to take calculated risks. They fear losing money more than they want to gain it. They stick to what's safe, saving in a low-interest account, following conventional advice, avoiding investments altogether. But wealth isn't about being safe. It's about managing risk smartly. Warren Buffett once said, "Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing." Knowledge reduces fear, and understanding how money works allows you to take steps that most people won't even consider. Here's something almost everyone underestimates: compound interest. If you start investing even a small amount early, that money grows exponentially. But most people wait until they feel ready. They think, I'll start saving next year when I make more. Imagine putting $200 a month into an investment that grows 10% annually. After 10 years, it's not just $24,000. It's closer to $40,000 because of compounding. After 20 years, over $100,000. But here's the kicker: most people never start. They delay, they procrastinate, and by the time they do, they've lost decades of growth. Here's something richer people understand that most never do: wealth begins in the mind. It's not just about income. It's about beliefs, habits, and choices. People who struggle financially often think, I can't afford it. Wealthy people ask, how can I afford it? It's a subtle difference, but it changes every action you take. Think of someone like Alex. He always thought he couldn't invest in real estate because he didn't have $50,000. Instead of giving up, he learned about syndications, partnerships, and small entry points. Today, he owns part of a multi-unit building. The mindset shift made all the difference. Most people are influenced by their environment: friends, family, colleagues. And if the people around you think small, fear risk, or complain about money constantly, you're likely to follow the same path. Rich people surround themselves with others who challenge them, teach them, and push them to grow. That doesn't mean cutting out friends or family. It means consciously seeking knowledge, mentors, and networks that elevate you. Here's a sneaky trap: lifestyle inflation. When income rises, many increase their spending immediately. Better car, bigger apartment, more vacations. The problem? Their wealth never grows because every extra dollar is spent instead of invested. Consider Alex. He got a promotion, his salary jumped 40%, and he immediately upgraded everything. By the time he tried to invest, he had nothing left to grow. Most people live like Alex. Rich people? They invest first, then upgrade their lifestyle later. Schools don't teach money. Most parents don't. So the majority of people never learn the principles of investing, taxes, or wealth protection. You have to take control yourself. Read books, listen to experts, watch videos, understand assets versus liabilities, passive income versus active income, and most importantly, how to make money work for you instead of you working for money. Most people will never be rich because they trade freedom for comfort, action for fear, and long-term gain for short-term satisfaction. But here's the good news. Understanding these traps is half the battle. You don't have to be the smartest or luckiest. You just need to think differently, act deliberately, and start today. Even small steps, saving 10% of your income, investing, learning, compound over time. You'll be ahead of millions who never start. Wealth isn't magic. It's not about luck. It's about choices, mindset, and consistency. And the sooner you start, the sooner you leave the 90% who will never be rich behind. So ask yourself, are you living paycheck to paycheck because it's your only option, or because it's a choice? Are you letting fear dictate your financial future? Or are you ready to take control and join the small percentage who think differently, act strategically, and build lasting wealth?